What's going on, everybody? This is Eric. We're here with classic cards and we got a special one today. We're doing a retail roundup episode, but it's not the normal one. We have a 1995 Topps Series 2 baseball jumbo pack box here. You can see they're like jumbo rack packs almost. So I think they come with like 10 cards in each cell, so 20 cards, 24 packs should be. And you have this nice little setup that you can do in a little store, a retail store, or a hobby shop, wherever you are. We're gonna make this a retail roundup just because they're kind of rack pack styles. There was specifically retail wax, I guess, but doing some research, they listed as hobby/retail wax. So we're gonna throw the jumbos in the retail roundup. But this is a birthday episode, B-Day episode, 1995. I know you guys didn't know it, but we did a 1995 box yesterday also in preparation, kind of a little celebration, 2 days here. So 1995, this was the year I was born. For all you out there, I guess you could do the math at home. But yeah, so this is Series 2. We got 3 Spectra-Light cards. Those are the Cyberstats. Originally, they were called Spectra-Lights, and then Topps had the idea to put the kind of simulated stats on there to finish out the 94 season. And they switched those names to the Cyberstats, and it says look for league leaders and finest cards. And look at that, it says 33 baseball cards right here, like super huge. I don't know why I said, what did I say, 20? So based on my research, the jumbo boxes have 20 packs per box with 24 cards. Okay. Looks like we might have some issues opening this stuff today. Alright, so that's gonna be a tough one. Might have to use the scissors on this bad boy today. Yeeks. Alright, so we always learn, there's a learning curve to these when we start. Let's go through the first pack, then we'll kind of talk about it. So this one's even got a little messed up issues there. Alright, so little stickage, but no paper loss, it looks like. Hopefully it doesn't bite us. So we got Brad Osmus. And there are some draft picks. There are some what they call on-deck cards that we'll be looking for. This one's McKay Christensen. Pretty sure Nomar Garciaparra is in Series 2, I believe. There's Manny Ramirez Gold Cup card. That's a pretty sweet one right there. So there will be some that we're chasing as far as decent cards. We'll make a Hall of Famer pile. Ricky Henderson there, that's our first one. And so here are 3 Spectra-Light cards here. You can see they look just like the normal card, but they're this foil. Topps calls it the Spectra-Light metallic foil type deal. There's Steve Bedrosian, Lou Frazier, and Tony Longmire. And these ones are where on the back they basically had, it says right here, statistics above include computer simulated data for games of August 12th, 94 through the end of the 94 season. Of course, because of the strike, they didn't get to finish the season. Topps was like, well, what are we gonna do with the stats on the cards? Well, let's just simulate them out with the computer. So here's the on-deck cards. We'll be seeing a couple on-deck cards, a couple draft picks. There's a few decent ones on here, like this one right here. This is probably the biggest on-deck card that we're gonna be looking for. So there's Andy Pettitte right here. That's the biggest one probably. There's Troy Percival, Scott Hatteberg, Esteban Loaiza, Isringhausen. So some of those old names. Ruben Rivera is on here with Andy Pettitte. But look at that. It says right there, rookie card. Andy Pettitte rookie card. That's what we'll call it. Greg Vaughn, Scott Ruffcorn here. We got Jorge Fabregas. Rafael Bornigal. Definitely don't remember that name. Rick Wilkins, Joey Cora, and Derek Bell. Someone's sticking to Joey Cora here. It's a Cliff Floyd. I remember this one, this card as a kid. Huge towering Cliff Floyd picture. I always enjoyed that one. So that was just our first cell. Let's look at the second cell. So I'm guessing we're not gonna get any of the ones in there, any of the Spectra-Lights or whatever. This looks like the League Leaders card. Definitely is. It has LL45 there. Darren Lewis, this one. Man, Darren was stealing a lot of bases. Whew. That's pretty good. Look at Biggio, 39. Wow. Rico Bronya right there. There's another draft pick. Jason Peterson. We got Troy O'Leary. Greg Gagne. Here's a prospects. Nobody big on that one. So I guess we'll have the draft picks, prospects, and the on-deck cards. Chipper Jones. That's a nice one right here. And here comes the next one is the big one that we were looking for. Nomar Garciaparra. There's 94 draft pick card. Shortstop, June 94. Yeah, he's from Whittier, California. Wow. That's pretty awesome. There he is, Nomar Garciaparra. We got a Chipper Jones too, so throw him in our Hall of Fame stack. We are one pack down. We already got a full screen here, so let's go through another Brad Ausmus. So duplicate in that first pack. There's Cal Ripken. Very cool right there. And Todd Van Poppel, a hyped guy back in the day for sure. So these, we have a Spectra-Light pile. We have a decent pile. That's a rookie gold cup. Hall of Famers. Here's some of the decent big cards we were looking for. And we have our league leaders here. There's also one more insert set. And so we saw the league leaders, and there's also finest cards. The league leaders being a 50 card set, so 25 in each. So only 25 in here that we could find. Those are exclusive to retail and the jumbo packs. That's why I assumed these were the jumbo packs. But there is the total bases, which is the finest. Basically, kind of like a league leaders in the finest cards chromium style. This pack opened up a bit easier there. There's only 15 of those finest cards randomly inserted, so hopefully we find some of those. We didn't look at the back of the packs. I'm not thinking, oh, they do give us odds here. All right, so league leaders, one in every other pack. We found one. Finest card, one in every 15. Well, all right, we'll be looking out for those ones. Definitely each pack, you get a big stack. So this is gonna be a long video, but it is kind of a present to me. I've been looking to put 95 together, of course, because of the birth year, so this will be a lot of fun to go through. And as always, you guys can skip ahead as you see fit. There's Bernie Williams, that's not a bad one. Mark Guthrie, Andy Bennis. We got Melito Perez right there. I think I saw Esteban Loaiza there. Give these ones a little shimmying here. Terry Matthews. And no one sticking to him. We got Shane Andrews and Carlos Perez right there. Chris Clemens. And double on decks here. This is the Esteban Loaiza there. There is the big drug kingpin. So that's kind of an interesting one right there. One that I wrote down kind of off to the side to look out for. So, I mean, I guess we could put that down there. Billy Ashley, and we got a Jeff Bagwell finest. Look at that. Very, very cool. You can see this still has the protective film on it. Topps Finest protective peel and remove coating. Well, I don't think we're gonna do that. Very, very cool. I like, my favorite part is that logo right there that kind of looks etched, that old Astros logo. So this is basically a 95, kind of a 95 finest card. It's really not a finest card, but it's supposed to look like one, and it has the finest coating. That is a big one right there. We just checked one every 15 packs. So I'm thinking one of these is considered one pack. I don't think they consider 1, 2. But it feels like we've been going that way so far. We got Jorge again, and we got our 3 Spectra-Lights. There's Marvin Freeman, Chuck Finley again. I always love his stories. and Jody Reed. So nobody too special there. As far as who'd we, maybe be looking out for, there's 198 of those in each series. So 396 total. And pretty much the big ones would be Griffey, Tony Gwynn, Mark McGuire, Piazza. There's also Cal Ripken, of course. So we got Bill Risley, Henry Rodriguez. Another on deck. Nobody too special right there. Same with the draft pick, Cade Gaspar. Mark Smith, and another miss there. And flip these around, going every which way. We got Bobby Witt, he's a good pitcher back in the day. Doug Jones, Jeff Acero. We got behind him, it's Jose Mercedes and a Dwayne Singleton on deck. Tony Phillips, he's the president of the MLB Players Association now. Kind of interesting getting a Tony Phillips card the year that they went on the strike. Mark Wahlbeck, Brett Butler, Butch Henry, Dave Clark with the Pirates. I thought that was Bonds for a second. Looks like Bonds' 93 Topps card. And Bruce Ruffin. Alright, we're 2 down so far. Hopefully we're getting a little better at our opening of these packs here. Got Joe Girardi on the back of this one when he was back on the Rockies. Another Bobby Witt. So some of these, just a little stuck. Gotta give them a little move me around. Not too bad though. We got Rob Nin, Paul Wilson, a draft pick. That's a Mets draft pick there. Always reminds me of Carlos Gonzalez and Juan LeBron. Terry Steinbuck, John Kruk, Kirby Puckett. Look at that right there. Kirby's laughing. He's a Hall of Famer, so put him in our Hall of Fame pile. We got our 3 Spectra-Lights coming up. Steve Ontiveros, Brett Butler, and Kurt Abbott. The young Marlins there. On deck, Roger Cedeno. That's not a bad one there. Some Dodgers prospects there. Sean Bergman, Shannon Penn. A lot of those on decks, it seems. Aaron Boone prospect card right there. Look at that, bottom right corner. That's an interesting one. We got Ron Gant, Desi Relaford, and Eddie Diaz on this on deck one. Brian Anderson gold cup card, pitcher for the Angels there. And we got Pat Borders, Pete Shorrock, Andres Galarraga, Big Cat, Joe Girardi. I like the design to these cards. Very 90s for sure. We got 2 on decks here. Kevin Jordan. Alright. Set those off to the side. We got our first checklist, everybody. These are, always remember these as being one of the most colorful checklists I ever remember. For sure. And we got Deion Sanders. He is Hall of Famer. Gary Sheffield back on the Marlins course. Felix Jose. There's Larry Walker. Missed Larry in our Bazooka box opening yesterday, but we got him today. There's Larry. We got Strawberry, Yorkis Perez. Another draft pick is going to be Jacob Cruz. Okay. Eric Karros, Pedro Estacio, John Burkett. We have Jeff King and Bobby Witt again. Okie dokie. So 1 finest card so far, 1 league leaders card so far. Our odds say we get another league leaders in this pack right here, but we will see. Let's check this out. Another Galarraga, Andres Galarraga. Flip this over and we have a draft pick of Mark Johnson. So you can tell some of these have some paper loss, but that might have happened before because it doesn't feel like these are really that stuck. Tom Gordon, Andy Bennis, and Melito Perez. Our Spectra-Lights are going to be Dave Fleming, Reggie Jefferson, and Andy Cedeno. So still nobody big in those yet. Indians on deck cards, some prospects there. We have Culivo Veras, Miguel Cairo, not too bad. Ryan Nye. Jason Isringhausen, look at that one right there. That's not a bad one. We'll throw that on the board. It's kind of one I put down to look out for. Moises Alou on the Expos there. We got Carlos Garcia, Jack McDowell in the White Sox, and Steve Carsey, Bobby Munoz, pitcher. Ooh, it looks like we did get another league leader. It's going to be Randy Johnson. So there's our draft pick. There's Brett Butler. We got another Dave Clark. Barry Bonds look-alike. And Randy Johnson is going to be our league leaders right there for American League strikeouts with the Mariners. That's pretty sweet there. It's my favorite league leaders we've gotten so far. There's the Esteban Loaiza again. So we duplicated that already. And on this one, we have Ray Ordonez, probably the best prospect on that one. Another checklist, super colorful. Dan Carlson, Keith Williams, Trey Moore. We got Steve Avery. There's Bernard Gilkey right there, trying to figure out what to do with his bat. And Kevin Stalker. As you can see, he's stocking the bats and helmets right there. Great guy. Move on to another pack. So 24 of these. Definitely going to be a long time. I had to pause in the middle so we don't mess up, get stuck in the middle and the camera shuts off on us like it usually does when we go extra long. We'll see. We'll deal with that as we go. These packs could definitely be a little easier to open. Alright. Little movement there. We have Rich Rodriguez, Bill Swift on the back here. Ricky Gutierrez, that's a very up-close shot of Ricky right there. Darren Oliver, another Cade Gasper draft pick. Bill Swift, and there's the Cliff Floyd that I talked about earlier, but this is the Spectra-Light card. It says even cooler. You can see the statistics. They computed him out. Simulation to end up hitting 301. 8 homers. Cliff Floyd with 8 homers. Kind of feels weird. 53 RBIs. Alright, Cliff. They didn't think very much of you. And there's a Bo Jackson. This is the Spectra-Light. It's a little off-center, but who cares? It's a Bo Jackson, and it is a Bo Jackson Angels card, no less. Super, super cool. They projected him out, hit 13 homers, 46 RBIs. Doesn't say anything about hit balls being needed to take out of play, because of course you hit Bo Jackson with the ball. Better take a look at that ball, because that ball is not going to be working anymore. Cade Gasper again. We got another on deck. Another draft pick of a Clemens. Mark Valdez on deck. Ooh, this is a nice one. Of course, one of the ones on basically the cover of the box. Roberto Alomar with a little headband. Doing a little ball motion there. That's a pretty sweet one. Hall of Famer there. We got Jeff Blauser. Will Clark on the Rangers. Interesting green background there. Derek May with a sweet Cubs uniform. That's pretty cool. Lou Frazier. Let's see, let's flip these around, get them all going the right way. Omar Vizquel. Not bad there. Terry Matthews, Mark Lemke. Man, we keep getting a bunch of these draft picks, same ones. I guess there's not too many, so Gil Heredia. Rod Peraza, Phil Schreider. Alright, Henry Rodriguez. Still nobody there. Who's on this one? Jose Oliva. That's his rookie Gold Cup card. Kevin Brown. There's another Vizquel. And nothing too special in that one. Move right along. Alright, we got one. Might have to cut this one. This one didn't come off very nicely. Alright. It's always interesting seeing the different kind of packaging and stuff like that. I wonder if Topps ever thought, or you know, put into consideration, especially in the early years, what the cars would be years down the line, how they would be easy to open, stuff like that. And look at this one right off the bat, league leaders. The Kid, you know who that is. Nice gold foil lettering there. Very cool. Let's see. This one, it talks about his home runs in the 90s. Yeah, that's pretty good graph there. That's our third one of the league leaders. We keep getting better every time. Trey Moore draft pick. J.R. Phillips, the probably longest name on the 95 set. William Van Landingham. We got another on deck card, another checklist. Deion Sanders, that's our first duplicate Hall of Famer, pretty sure. Bo Jackson base card, saw his Spectra-Light. We're getting a Bo Rainbow going here. Another on deck. Kevin Brown back with the Rangers. Vizquel again. So a lot of duplicates, especially because there's another Almar. Especially as, like I said, there's almost double the cards in Series 1 that there is in Series 2. I don't know why that would be. Bruce Ruffin there. Another checklist. Sean Berry, landscape card. Esteban Loaiza on deck prospect card for the third time. And we have our first Hall of Famer in the Spectra-Light. It's going to be a Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza. Really, really nice one right there. So let's get a stack of those next to our normal Spectra-Light stack and our normal Hall of Fame stack. Brady and Brian. Alright, so one Spectra-Light Hall of Famer. Mark Johnson, draft pick card. Terry Bradshaw. We got Doug Glanville, not too bad there. Rick Heisman. Finishing off this one, Jeff Blauser. Lee Smith on the Orioles. Lee Smith is a Hall of Famer. We'll put him there. Another Orioles, Chris Holmes and Mark Wohlers. Someone's taking the Mark Wohlers, and it's Willie Banks. Alright, let's do yet another one here. See if maybe the bottom would be a little easier to open sometimes. You never know with these things. Wrap deals. Seems like a very thick plastic. It's kind of a little tougher to rip, but we are getting through it. Like I said, just a little stickage. Maybe some of these cards have a little paper loss, but overall not too bad. For sure, definitely could be worse. We got another one there. Darryl Strawberry. This one, he's on the Giants. Darryl Strawberry on the Giants. Mark Whitten. He's got all his arms and elbows inside the borders there. Okay. Jose Cruz. John Patterson. Gold Cup card. Kevin Jordan. John Briscoe. John Kruk. Marvin Freeman with the Rockies there. Kind of looked like Lee Smith for a second. Marty Cordova. Mark something. Mark McLemore, and there's a Pudge, Yvonne Rodriguez. Enjoyed this card. Usually, back in the day, hitting him sitting on the steps there. That's pretty cool. Of course, these are his real stats in '94. Spectra-Light would be the simulated out ones. Rod Beck, Luis Alicia, Dave Stevens. There's a Jose Leaned on the Royals. On the Royals, that's an interesting one. Let's see. Looks like we have a Derek Bell Spectra-Light. First one's going to be a Greg Gagne, Pete Shrek, and Derek Bell. So there those ones are. Kind of surprised we're not doing too good on those as of yet. Hopefully those continue to heat up. Tony Graffanino, Damon Hollins. Alright, Cal Eldridge, Paul Wilson, draft pick right there. Todd Jones, Jose Rio. We got on deck. Another draft pick there. Lee Smith, that is a duplicate Hall of Famer. We'll throw him in the pile. Chris Hollis came after Lee Smith a second time right there. Maybe we're getting some insight. Another Willie Banks. So some collation insight looks like. And that is it for that pack. So let's do another one. So far, what? 3 league leaders, 1 finest card. And of course we get 3 Cyberstats per pack. So one of the cells has the Cyberstat cards, the other one doesn't. As far as the insert sets, there is one final insert set, and that is actually Stadium Club cards. There's a 95 Stadium Club parallel set here, and it's the first day issue parallel set. 270 card set. There's a lot of Hall of Famers in there. Probably biggest ones we're looking for: Ripken, Ken Griffey, Frank Thomas, Mike Piazza. There's also Bo Jackson. Be looking out for those ones. Let's go through our normal cards here and then check out our Spectra-Light. We got another Bernie Williams right there. Very cool. Ron Gant, Robin Ventura on White Sox, Jeff Cirillo. There's another Man Ram, gold cut card. Danny Tartable. This is always one of my favorite ones. Scott Spezio right there. And not Willie Adames. It's a guy named Willie Adams. Scott Spezio, one of the heroes of the 2002 Angels team. Jason Peterson. And there he is. We got a Don Mattingly. That's not bad right there. Very, very cool. We'll throw him off to the side. He shouldn't be put in the commons pile. Lenny Harris, Jim Leyritz, Brady Anderson, and Jeff Fry. We got more prospects here. It doesn't look like anybody too special. Greg Jeffries, look at that. He's still signing autographs, shaking hands after his rookie hype. He, didn't end up having a bad career. He just wasn't the, super awesome player everyone thought he was. And look at that, another Nomar Garcia Parra. These are probably one of the better cards that we're going to get in the base set here, along with the Andy Pettitte. Very, very cool. Very cool. So that's our second one. Rafael Borney. And we got league leaders, Darren Lewis. So that's going to be our second Darren Lewis. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not too good there, getting duplicate league leaders. There's 25 should be in this set, so I'd like to see another one. Paul O'Neill, that's kind of cool with the fans in the background. With O'Neill targets. Jose Valentin, Kevin Foster, the Cubs uni again. Joe Randa. There he is, Big Mac, Mark McGuire. Hadn't yet seen this one. Very, very cool. Be interesting to see if he had a Spectra-Light. We'll see what, if we see it, we'll see what they project his stats out to be in 94 season. Alright. What did we say? The bottom might have been easier to open up. Definitely thinking the bottom is a little easier. Although, everyone just seems a little bit different. And it seems like they purposely are giving me a hard time. I'm going to do another scissors job here. Alright. Another stack. Another stack of cards. 1995. So these cards are as old as I am. Alright, here we go. Dwayne Ward. Ozzie Guillen. Nice one right there. Long time Sox, let's say employee. Andy Pettitte, Ruben Rivera. There's another one right there. Andy Pettitte. So 2 Andy Pettitte prospect cards, 2 Nomar Garcia Parra draft pick cards. That's what we were looking for, at least to get one of them. Billy Brewer, Luis Sojo. And we have Brian Eversgerd, Jorge Fabregas. And there's his base card. And our third Spectra-Light, Scott Livingston. Just remember, we forgot to look at our Spectra-Lights from the last pack. What were we thinking? Mike Kingery, David Need, and Marvin Freeman. So underwhelming on those so far. Jorge Fabregas, Mike Magnante, Jeff Facero, Jorge Mercedes, Dwayne Singleton, Kevin Brown draft pick, Albert Bell there on the Indians. That's a good one. Loved Albert Bell. Terry Steinbach, of course, on the A's there. Another Kirby Puckett. Smiling Kirby. Throw him in our Hall of Fame pile. There's our first Pedro. Our first Pedro, and it's Pedro A. Martinez. Or Pedro J. Martinez. There's our first Pedro. So that's going to be a Hall of Famer pile right there. We've got Steve Finley. Let's see, we got Chuck Finley right after Steve Finley. And there's a Piazza base card. Very, very cool. So we got both of his cards. Another Pedro in the same pack. So doubling us on there. Jason Kendall, Einar Diaz. Look at that, Jason Kendall back in the day. Cal Ripken, another Ripken. Very cool. John Lieber. There's our first Sean Green. That's a young Sean Green right there. Look at him signing autographs. Look at that old MLB patch on his jersey right there. Interesting. Danny Bautista, Albie Lopez, Scott Ruffcorn, Doug Jones, and do our Cedeno on the Astros there. Darren Dalton, Mark Whitten, and Greg Gagne. Bunch of duplicates. We're still moving right along. Let's try to open this one smooth as possible. It's like they have almost like a double layer of plastic that you have to fight with and rip through. So, you know, I don't want to damage the cards, but I don't want this video to be 8 hours long. See if we can't get another finest card pretty soon. So John Roper there. I don't think we saw him yet. I don't remember him. Got Spectra-Light is Pete Shurik. See the other ones. Derek Bell again. Brian Meadows draft pick. That one got a little paper loss. Brian Anderson. Gold Cup card. Angels. Brett Saberhagen. And there's Pete Shurik base card. We just saw his Spectra-Light card. And our 2 is Derek Bell and another Mike Piazza. So our only Hall of Famers in our Cyberstats or Spectra-Light sets are 2 Piazzas. Hey, we'll take it. We haven't had good luck with the Spectra-Light Hall of Famers. So John Hudek, there's Vince Coleman. Another on deck there. Denny Nagel, the Pirates. Felix Jose, Derek Bell's base card. So I'm definitely no doubt be able to put this set together, if not more than one, just because there's not that many cards in Series 2. There's Dante Bichette League Leader, so one in every other pack. That's one that we hadn't seen yet. Take that for sure. This is one of the better ones I was looking for. Definitely remember this as a kid. 1995 Prospects Class A. Johnny Damon right there. You can see he's in Class A. If you look real close in the corner of his picture, Johnny Damon right there. Beautiful card. That is going to be a young Johnny Damon. We actually hadn't seen that yet. So surprisingly, with all the duplicates we got and everything, we got our first Johnny Damon prospect there. Rusty Meacham. There's a Jeff Bagwell. Pretty cool. He's also got that old MLB logo looking on his jersey there, his sleeve. Devon White, Rico Bronya, Raphael, Rick Wilkins, Brian McRae, and Gary Sheffield. Pretty sweet right there. So as I said, these cards are as old as I am. So it's not like I remember watching them back in the 1995 year, obviously, but as a kid I did kind of a little bit do what I'm doing now and go through the past years. Of course, I have tried to collect 95 before because I was born that year, and looking into those players and opening up some and learning about the cards. That's a lot about how I know about how, you know, these older ones. I don't know, 95, some of you won't consider older. Bobby Bonilla on the team that's still paying him today. Let's see, Marvin Freeman, Spectra-Light. I feel like that's not our first Spectra-Light of him. Mark Clark, Indians. Jeff King. Tommy Davis, draft pick. And there's Mr. Stalker again, stalking away. And David Need and Greg Gagne. Alright, still move along. There's JT Snow. That was probably a big one back in the day. JT Snow Jr., of course, on the Angels at this point. Very cool. Mike Lieberthal. We got Nigel Wilson. Another Brad Osmus, again, ex-manager of the Angels, ex-manager of the Tigers. There's Pedro Martinez. I think this is Pedro A. Martinez. Dave Hollins. There's Ricky Henderson. Of course, what is Ricky doing? He's running. Let's see, flip these around. Brady Anderson. Carlos Delgado. That's not a bad one right there. We'll definitely take that. Not Hall of Famer, but great player, of course. Carlos Garcia. Tony Longmire, another Cora. We had Jimmy Key, Carlos Baerga. I don't know if we've seen his yet. John Jaha, Greg McMichael. Finishing off this pack is Pat Borders, another Pete Shurik, Ricky Gutierrez, Darren Oliver, and Joe Girardi with the Rockies. Tons and tons of duplicates, but there's still chases for us to go after. Let's see, it says 24 packs. So I guess if we are lucky, we'll be hoping for 2 finest cards with our odds. They do say 1 in every 15. This is one that I always enjoyed with that up close through the helmet Sandy Alomar. Very, very cool. Classic shot of him, I think. We did get a league leaders. Another one is Albert Bell. This one's AL home run leaders. Look at that, after 1990. 6 in 1990, then he went to hit 30, 34, 38, 36. Wow, I didn't know that. Scott Earlton. There's a Robbie Alomar yet again. So I guess if you got their base card, you could compare to if Topps thought they were going to get better, continue on the same line, kind of plateau to the end of the season, or improve. Kind of interesting there. A little insight as to the card makers' predictions as to who they thought would produce and stuff like that at the end of the year. Moises Alou, Carlos Garcia. Of course, the players never got a chance to do that, but interesting. Tony Gwynn might hit 400. We will just never know. There's Jim Leyritz. Another Sandy. Yet another pack. Let's see what we get in this one. So far, definitely underwhelming on our Spectra-Lights. I really like the finest. It's too bad they are a little too few and far between, but that kind of just makes them a little that much more special, right? Javi Lopez, Gold Cup. You can see that's interesting. It's our first Gold Cup Cyberstat. That is also kind of ghosted in the background. It's pretty cool. Javi Lopez, not bad. Bernie Williams, there we go. So we'll take that. Bernie, this one got a little nick on the foil. It's alright. It's Bernie Williams. Let's see. Finishing off with 18 homers, 304. At least that's what they thought. And another Johnny Damon. So let's go. We got 2 Johnny Damon prospect cards. Throw that one down. This is the one that we haven't seen. I was looking for. My boy Troy Percival, of course, closer for the Angels back in the day when they won the World Series, and before then as well. Another league leaders. This is a Jeff Bagwell. Look at that. So we found the league leaders Jeff Bagwell and the finest Jeff Bagwell, the finest insert, or as they call it, the total bases insert. Put Jeff Bagwell down. We seen a bunch of duplicates. There's Scott Hatteberg. We have not seen his on deck card yet. That's not too bad. Brian Meadows. We have Brett Saberhagen, and there is a base card we have not seen. This would be a great card to get in the Spectra-Light Cyberstat set. Ken Griffey Jr. Look at that right there. Home runs in red italics, so 40 and 94. It's 45 and 93. But again, remember that's not the end of the season. So he hit 40 homers in 111 games. They had 51 more games to go. Yikes. Ricky Henderson, nice. That was a nice back-to-back right there. As always, you guys are more than willing to skip ahead, watch every second, piece it together, you know, through multiple days, not watch it at all. I don't care. We're going to be here, And we're going to be having fun with you guys who are watching it. So I appreciate you who are here having fun. Eric Young, maybe watching the video, remembering, having some nostalgia of you opening 95 back in the day. Or maybe you never opened 95 and kind of wondering what that would be, what it looks like. It looks like we might have a finest. Sure, based on my, feeling this card, there's definitely a finest on the bottom of that stack. So we got another finest. Another Roberto Alomar doing some ball mechanics there. There's Alan Trammell, that's a Hall of Famer we haven't seen for sure. Throw him in the stack. And we got a Bo Jackson, yet another Bo Jackson. Base card with the Angels there. Very, very cool. We'll throw him in our decent pile. And Deion Sanders as well. And let's see what our 3 Cyberstats are. Jeff Bagwell. So we did get another Hall of Famer. Cyberstats. Jeff Bagwell. Very, very cool. See, it says they predicted him to finish with 47 homers and 369. Whew. All right. Well, that's interesting right there. Let's see if didn't we see the base Jeff Bagwell? We did. So let's kind of compare here. Let's have a little fun. This is what I would have done as a kid, for sure, in '95. Let's see. So on the top is going to be his real statistics. 110 games, 368 with 39 homers. So they predicted he would hit 8 more home runs and bat just about the same, slugging just about the same. So pretty much it looks like they didn't go into too much predicting. They just kind of extrapolated the statistics out, if that makes any sense. At least based on one Jeff Bagwell. Not sure about the other ones. Whoa, we have our finest to go to. We don't go to another pack yet, so let's flip these over until we get there. And our finest is going to be a Matt Williams. Matt Williams, so not the best second finest that we could have hoped for, as in not a Hall of Famer, but Matt Williams still a sweet player on the Giants. Definitely a lot of fans of Matt Williams. So this is going to be, of course, again, the finest, or what they call total bases insert. You can see basically singles, doubles, triples, home runs, and then it ranks it. So it was ranked number 5, and Jeff Bagwell was ranked number 1, and they gave them their card numbers accordingly, 1 and 5. That's pretty interesting right there. I've actually I don't ever remember seeing those ones. See 2 good ones coming up. Another Jeff Bagwell and a Big Mac right there. Very nice. Mark McGwire, Dave Hollins, and we got our 3rd unique Hall of Famer in our Cyberstats, Robbie Alomar. Look at that one right there. Very cool. Predicted 303. Not too bad. 57 RBIs. All right. Robbie down. We'll put him down. Andy Pettit, number 3. Andy Pettit. Prospect rookie deal right there. Another Mike Piazza. It'll be a little easier if these are all going the same way, that's for sure. So let's see, we got Chipper Jones again. That's a beautiful card. All that, I like that background, just the sky. Very cool. We'll put him there. And another one, number 3, Nomar. Draft pick card, Nomar Garcia Parra. 3rd Nomar. Ding, ding, ding. All right, making my own sound effects here. Don't even have to go in the editing booth. Help myself out. Alan Trammell. We got Vinny Castilla, another Ricky up close right there. It's funny, you could see just straight up the camera in his glasses right there. That guy's kind of watching the photo shoot go down. We have 8 stacks left, so you can't believe it. There it is. There's the empty box. Still have a good stack of packs. It looks like we got a big hurt league leaders. Woo! All right. We got Lopez and Lopez, Jorge and Javi, and Doug Jones. Look at this one. Frank Thomas, number 3 for RBIs. Look at those guys, just absolutely mashing. Albert Bell, Joe Carter, Kirby Puckett. Whew. There he is. Very dark card. Frank Thomas right there. Almost said Albert Bell. And we have Larry Walker. That's a nice photo moment right there. Larry Walker diving for a catch, but you know he's really not diving. It's just a photo day. Still going. Still on our last few packs here. We haven't seen any of the 95 Stadium Club first day issues, which I believe were supposed to be in Series 2, but I guess not in this format here. Jumbo pack. There's Griffey again. Very cool. Would be really cool to see his Spectra-Light. Pretty sure he has one. Don Mattingly again. Nye draft pick. There's an Isringhausen on deck again. That's our second one of that one. Kevin Mitchell right there. And another Bernie Williams. That Kevin Mitchell, that might be the first Kevin Mitchell we've seen. On the Reds there, of course. Talked about Kevin Mitchell's crazy catch yesterday. Always see that in my mind with his hand out stretched on the line, catching that ball for the Giants. Flipping these over all day long. So this is our 4th criminal prospect right there. So looks like we got a Biggio League Leaders, and it's going to be a Biggio League Leaders. These League Leader cards, if you got a dark uni, this card is going to be real black. A lot of dark ink there. And he's on here for stolen bases. Alright, way to go, Craig. Look at how this one opened, just split in half. Woo. Tony Gwynn on the back. That's the first Tony Gwynn we've seen. What? Look at that. Tony. Put him in our Hall of Fame pile for sure. There's another Hall of Famer, Alan Trammell. Another Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders. Another Bo Jackson. Can't ever go wrong with the Bo. We're down to our final 4. Final 4 packs here, ladies and gentlemen. Any of you who are out there who've been watching since the beginning and are still here, you need a cookie and an award and a trophy because whew, you're awesome. So leave a comment if you are. Tell me who you PC. I'll send you some cards. Always appreciate the support. Looks like we're gonna get a second Spectra-Light or second Cyberstats Bo Jackson, and they're gonna give us his base card right here, so we can check out Bo's predictions, I guess. There he is, Greg Jeffries, next to Todd Van Poppel. Look at that! Look at that back-to-back hype man right there. All right, Dante Bichette. This is for RBIs at 95 there, not too bad. Definitely his best years since 90, it says there. So let's check out Bo Jackson. Of course, here's his base card stats. He ended with 43 RBIs, 13 homers, 279. He only played 75 games that year, so let's see how many. So they only extrapolated an extra 21 games. Definitely went down 279. They expected him to go down to 264 and not hit a single more home run, get 3 more RBI. Well, I didn't think too good of Bo Jackson. It's kind of interesting. I never noticed this. It's actually like a computer wheel, that's weird. All right. Second Bo Jackson Spectra-Light there. Another Ripken. Can never go wrong with the Ripken. Final 2 packs, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you guys enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, although if you're here at this point, I'm sure you already are. But if you're not, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, give the video a like if you did enjoy. And if you are new, we do videos pretty much every single day here on the channel. They're about baseball cards, about the hobby, about the card community, aka what I call Cardmunity. So that's what we'll be doing here. Always feel free to come over, check us out, email me. It's in my about page. Love talking about the hobby with you guys. Another Piazza Spectra-Light foil. So that's our third one there. I think we have some kind of conspiracy going here with our Cyberstat Spectra-Lights. Another Frank Thomas League Leaders, and this one is for average. Alright, so if you lead in different ones, you get multiple cards, I guess. 325, 318, 323, 317, 353. Holy cow, Frank. No wonder he's called the Big Hurt. Alright guys, final pack. There's no more after this. This is the last 33 cards, last 3 Spectra-Lights. See if we can't get one last League Leaders. Most likely not going to see one last Finest, because we saw our 2 there, I'm thinking. But here it is, final 33 cards. So with 33, there's got to be a different number in one cell than the other. Yeah, huh? Definitely looks like one's thicker. Probably put, what, 15 in each and then throw the 3 foils in the other one. We got Rusty Beecham. There's another Jeff Bagwell, another Hall of Famer. Devin White, Danny Jackson, John Hudek. We got Omar Vizquel. He might be a Hall of Famer pretty soon here. Alomar, right there, Hall of Famer. Roberto, of course. Butch Henry. There's Tony Gwynn. That's the second time we've seen him. Another Isringhausen. Another Larry Walker. So this last pack is filling us up again with some of the good ones. Another Dave Justice. Very cool there. Set that to the side. This one we have Miguel Cairo. A couple other guys. Mickey Tettleton. Another on deck there. Eric Young. And our final 3 Cyberstats. Marvin Freeman. David Need, and it's gonna be Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams, this time with no Nick in it. Very, very cool right there. Love that. We got Vince Coleman finishing off this whole box. We have Sean Green, another young Sean Green. Will Clark. Derek May. Last few cards. Lou Frazier. Seen his Spectra-Light a few times. Steve Avery, and look at that. Finish off with none other than a Bernard Gilkey, looking very unsure there. Very uncertain. We have a huge stack of base cards off to the side. Big stack of on deck prospects, draft picks, these prospects. Look at that, we got 2 Bo Jackson foil Cyberstats cards. Let's go over some of the big ones. Look at, we got 4 Esteban Loaiza prospect cards there, as well as 3 Isringhausen, Jason Isringhausen, 2 Johnny Damons there, bottom left, a couple Troy Percival's, Scott Spezio's for this Angel fan here, a couple Andy Pettit, very, very cool there, and look at this, 3 Nomas, Noma Garcia Para, very, very cool there. Got a stack of Cyberstats, but the surprising thing to me was not very many Cyberstats Hall of Famers at all. And look at that, 3 Piazzas, boom, 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 Alomar, and Jeff Bagwell. Super cool. We did end up getting a chunk of normal base Hall of Famers, such as Larry Walker, Tony Gwynn, there's Roberto Alomar, Bagwell, there's the Cal Ripken, Deion Sanders, Alan Trammell, another Gwynn, Pedro, that's one of my favorites, Griffey, another Walker, Trammell, there's Chipper, that's a sweet one, there's a base Piazza, a few Bagwell, Sanders, Trammell, there's a Henderson, so you can tell, you know, pretty much which are the Hall of Famers in Series 2, and there's Kirby Puckett, Lee Smith, Ivan Rodriguez, we only saw that one time. A lot of Deion Sanders, a lot of Roberto Alomar. As far as our inserts, we saw league leaders of Frank Thomas, Dante Bichette, Craig Biggio, another Frank Thomas, and this is for RBIs. So that's 2 Frank Thomases right there. Oh, I just noticed this one's got like a weird crease in it. What the heck, Tops? Come on. Bichette, Bagwell, Bell, another Bichette. See. Alright, and we got 2 of the finest inserts, as they call them, or finest style, I guess. The bases, total bases insert. Jeff Bagwell, of course, Hall of Famer, and then Matt Williams. So very, very cool. Very awesome cards. 1995, always been one of my favorites, personally. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, keep collecting, care about the cards, and most importantly, each other, because remember, this is a Cardmunity. We will catch you guys tomorrow for another video. Hope you all have a great day. See you later.